Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to discuss today on the the consequences of these people who just go ahead and forward messages. Um, let's say that because we're having a lot of confusion these days, um, I think let me do this. Okay, so now let's say that today I want to talk to you guys about two things. If you are in one forum and you make a voice or you put a message and somebody decide to take that message to another forum, what does that mean? According to Cameroon law, will that affect anybody? Another thing too is if I called you and then you decide to take my messages without my consent, that is, without asking me whether you should tape it, what does the law say on that? Now, if you look at the Cameroon law of 2010 dash or slash 012 of December 21, that's 2010, relating to cyber security and cyber criminality, alongside the Cameroon Penal Code and the recently enacted data protection law, you will understand some of the things that I'm going to say today. So you get what they call eavesdropping and interception laws. So eavesdropping is you listening to a conversation you are not privy to. You know, you are not supposed to listen to that conversation, but you do everything to listen to it. So that is a problem. According to section 44, bracket 1, cybersecurity, it explicitly forbids any individual or corporate body from listening to, intercepting, or recording, storing, or monitoring electronic communications and their related traffic data without the consent of the users. That means if you were, thank you for coming. If you were not privy to that conversation, or you did not ask somebody if they should, you should tape their message, and you do it, or you listen to it, that is a crime in Cameroon. I'm going to tell you also the consequences too. The penalties for that interception, because it's an unauthorized interception of personal data during the transmission, or the fraudulently accessing someone's else electronic messages, you can lead you to severe consequences. And that is, you can even go to prison from 1 to 3 years, and you can pay fines from 1 million to 5 million. They can make you pay a fine from 1 million to 5 million. And a lot of people have this tendency where they are not involved in a group, they go and start listening, or they pass and go and see someone's Facebook page. They see someone's Facebook page as a hacker. If you are caught, it's not just criminally a burden, but also even civil. The person can still turn and sue you too for civil damages. Now, let's say that another thing too, which is very common, is sharing of messages from one forum to another without consent. Let's say that I write a message now in ManuNet, or I write a message in Manu All Stars, or I write a message in CamNet, or I write a message in Southern Cameroons, and somebody decides to take that message without my consent and they forward it to another forum or to someone else, depending on the nature of the message and the intent behind it. If you are making that, you're sharing that message with the intent, like let's say that you're taking a full conversation, a screenshot, or a post that has been restricted to a particular group. Only a certain group is supposed to have that message. And then you send it to a public forum, or you send it to private forums. You violate multiple provisions of Cameroon law. You violate multiple provisions of Cameroonian law. So it means you're in deep trouble. You're really in deep trouble. You see, for those of you who just take messages, you forward them to places without even the consent of people. In Cameroon law, let's say section 74-1, attaching, recording, or transmitting private or confidential electronic data without the consent of other people is punishable by 1 to 2 years of imprisonment and a fine of 1 million to 5 million. Now, that is CFA. Then another thing to invasion of privacy and undermining character. Because a lot of people do that because they want to embarrass you. They want to expose you according to them, not knowing that they are actually affecting themselves. They're actually destroying themselves with that. So I don't know the laws in Cameroon, but at least I do know the laws in the United States, because the laws in the United States, they are a little bit different from those in Cameroon. So here I'm talking about the laws in Cameroon. Now, when we talk about invasion of privacy, if the message was shared to expose someone or to damage their reputation, their standing in the society, that it will bring you additional criminal penalties. If you take a message from one forum that somebody wrote and you give it to other people, just because you want people to look at them badly, then you've committed a crime. You see, that one is found in section 74-8, which is punishable, which punishes every other person who does that. Now, if you target, because it targets, if you are sharing a message because you want to target someone's self-esteem, if you're targeting a message, that is, you're sharing a message from one forum to another And the tendency or the hope is to tarnish someone's self-esteem, to damage their self-esteem using any electronic means to collect or share their data. You invade their privacy and undermine the individual's self-esteem. That one carries penalties from 6 months to 2 years imprisonment. And if you, let's say, double penalties for sensitive data, like personal information, that type of personal information that you are not supposed to have, people's birthday, people's, let's say, health records, all those other records, personal data, tribal, ethnic origins, political opinions, or religious beliefs, the legal penalties are double. So now you have to take note of that. Then the other thing too we have is what we call defamation, criminal defamation. Remember, there is civil defamation, but there's also criminal defamation. In civil defamation, you never go to prison. You never go to prison for civil defamation. But in criminal defamation, you will go to prison. So if you shared messages that actually injure somebody's honor and reputation. Now, remember, again, I'm talking about you taking a message from one forum to another, or taking a message from somebody, let's say you tape them behind without you informing them, without their consent, without them giving you permission. Once you do that, then they can file a complaint under Section 305 of the Penal Code for defamation. And I mean criminal defamation. In Cameroon, defamation remains criminal offense. Like I said, in America, you can have criminal defamation, you can have civil defamation. But in Cameroon, defamation is purely criminal. That means you can go to prison for it. In civil defamation, you can only pay a fine or damages without going to prison. So in this case, when you commit such an offense, they can send you to prison for 6 months and a substantial fine. And Cameroon law requires that an individual claim truth as a defense if the shared information involves the strictly private life of the victim. If the information involves somebody's life, but it is really true. Because if the information you are sharing about somebody is really true, then they cannot charge you with defamation. Again, for those of you who are just coming, let me just go right quick and make a synopsis of what I just said, a summary of what I said. I said in Cameroon law, the law of 2010, slash 012 of 21 December 2010 relating to cyber security and cyber criminality alongside the Cameroon Penal Code and the recently erected data protection law, eavesdropping and interception laws are in place. That means you listening to a conversation you don't have the right to listen to. Like some people go and sit in a group. They are not part of that group, but they make their friends to listen to that conversation. Their friend listening to their conversation, they actually violate the law. That is eavesdropping. And with Cameroon, it is a very bad thing. The law talks about it in Section 44-1 of cybersecurity is against that. You cannot go and listen to somebody's conversation. You cannot take any conversation that you were not privy to. You cannot monitor their conversation. You cannot record it. You cannot intercept it. And if you do that, then they can charge you with fines of 1 million to 5 million, and you can go to prison from 1 to 3 years. So anytime somebody brings your audio into outside and they tell you, or somebody tells people, I have the audio you sent me, I saved it, I recorded it, take it down, run to the gendarmerie, run to the police, and report them to the state council because they have just violated a law. They are not supposed to be taping you without telling you. They have to tell you, listen, this thing you are going to say, I want to tape you. Would you mind if I tape you? If you wouldn't mind it, I'm going to tape you. But if you mind it, I'm not going to tape you. But if you converse, you have a conversation with somebody, and that leaks out later on in an audio, in a tape recorder, whatever thing, they have violated their privacy. It's against Cameroonian law. So if you share messages also from one forum, like I gave a lot of examples, you know, we belong to different forums. I take messages from forum A that Mr. Bia wrote because I don't like Mr. Bia, and I forwarded it to Mr. Ginikijim because I want Mr. Ginikijim to make Mr. Bia to pay for saying that thing in that forum. So what I just did, I have just committed a crime. That is absolutely against Cameroonian law. You cannot do that. If you make an unauthorized transmission of confidential data, you know, you violate Section 74 of that same law. And when you violate Section 74 of that same law, your imprisonment is 1 to 2 years of imprisonment or 1 million to 5 million in compensation or in fines. And then also invasion of privacy. For those of you who like those bloggers, you know, I always tell people that a lot of people are threatened by bloggers and people just allow them go. They say, no, when a blogger put an information about you personally, private information, which is not correct, you have the right to take them to the law, to the state council, and cut them a convocation. You have to go there and file an official complaint because they're not supposed to do that. If somebody puts your medical record, somebody puts your tribal information, somebody puts your age, your real age somewhere, and meanwhile you did not put it anywhere, there is no official public place where you have put that information. Now, if you decide to put your own private information in public, you cannot charge people for putting your information in public. It doesn't work like that because it's like a dead man. Somebody who is dead, you cannot more get up to complain. And then also, if I am announcing the death of somebody, you are not going to charge me for announcing the death of somebody because I'm not the one who killed them. The person is already dead. Or maybe I'm announcing a murder. Because I announce a murder, that does not mean that I am the one who killed the person. So because you have already killed your character. Now, another thing too, like I have been sued a couple of times for defamation, and I always beat the people back very badly, and they withdrew the case before time. You know, let's say that somebody who has a very bad character, bad behavior, they've been doing all sorts of bad things, and it's all over the internet, it's all over the community, and you take the things that they've been doing badly, you start to spread it, and they get angry. They cannot sue you because they have already damaged their reputation. A damaged reputation cannot be recuperated. So the reputation is already damaged. Because it's already damaged, you have nothing to damage. You are merely reporting on the damage. If I see motorway, it don't broke, motorway get accident, and that motor don't chakara sote, I take picture, I go send them, I put them for some group. All man, they see that picture. All man see picture for that accident. That one not mean me, I caused the accident. So you don't sue me because I put picture or I put message about motorway get accident. That one not be my problem because the motor don't first be damaged. So the same thing with your reputation. Before you run to court or you run to the state council to go complain to sue people, first make sure that your reputation is good. First make sure that you have a good reputation. If you have baby left and right, and somebody says, let's say you're a woman, and you have 5 kids without a husband, and somebody says you are a prostitute, and you get angry, and you say you are suing them. What are you suing them? How did you get the kids? You know? You are not married, right? So, and then somebody says you're a whore, or let's say you are a man, and you have kids with 5 different women, and then somebody says you are a philanderer, so you cannot come and lead our group. Then you say, you don't damage my reputation. No, your reputation has been damaged already. Your reputation is dead. It's already been killed by yourself, you know. So that's basically it. And my people, if you have any question, put your question down there. Let me see. Otherwise, that's it for today. I don't get too much to say. If you have a question, feel free to do that. Greetings, Mama Victor. Our philanthropist. Yeah, that one I don't know yet. I will get for take that lesson how to bring people on camera. I will get for take people take that lesson. Oh, I will go find my teacher. My teacher make it teach me next time. When I come next time, I go do and so. Very good. It's good that way. Tell me now my next lesson that. Now my next lesson that bring people on camera. Yeah. Thank you so much for that suggestion. I am doing good though. All is well. You know, yeah, you can see. You see the smile? For more than how many years I've never lost my smile. Anybody who has known me has always known that I've always been smiling. Yeah. So all is well. How for you? I saw anyway, you saw the birthday. We had the birthday record. President Chop Chop, man, thank you for coming and giving me a support. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for the love. You are one of my teachers too. So thank you for showing up. Amen. So that one fine. How when I don't come so when I don't teach me another thing, one new thing, bring people on camera. I get for learn that one. Might see another suggestion. Might see other suggestions. You know, I'm not yet a specialist in this thing. President. President Chop Chop. You know, thanks for the love. Oh. Thank you for coming. Everyone who has showed up, thank you so much. I hope that this information helps you guys, helps a lot of people. When I stay well and stay blessed. Miss Ibot. Checking or recording, storing or monitoring electronic communications. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm still on YouTube, huh? Okay.